Every major crisis in history had something in common. Not panic, not chaos, but denial. In 2006, people said the housing market was too big to fail. In 2019, people said a global shutdown was impossible. And today, in 2025, people say, the economy is slowing, but everything is under control. But what if it's not? What if 2026 isn't the year everything collapses overnight, but the year when pressure finally becomes visible? No dramatic headlines, no apocalypse, just a slow shift that most people won't notice until their job feels less secure, their money feels tighter, and opportunities quietly disappear. So today we'll ask a simple question. Will there be a crisis in 2026? And if yes, what kind of crisis are we actually talking about? When people hear the word crisis, they imagine stock market crashes and empty streets. But most modern crises don't look like that. A real crisis looks like wages not keeping up with prices, jobs becoming harder to find, businesses surviving but not growing, young people delaying major life decisions. In other words, slow economic suffocation, not explosion. So before predicting anything, we need to understand what signals matter and which ones are just noise. Every major economic cycle follows a pattern: cheap money, rapid growth, excessive risk, tightening, correction. We saw it in the 1920s, before 2008, before 2020. The details change, the mechanism doesn't. What's different now is how many cycles overlap at once. Debt cycle, technology cycle, geopolitical cycle, demographic cycle. When multiple cycles peak together, systems become fragile. That doesn't guarantee a collapse, but it increases probability. Let's talk numbers, but simply. Global debt today is higher than at any point in history. Governments borrowed heavily to survive recent shocks. Companies borrowed to grow. People borrowed to maintain lifestyle. Debt itself is not evil. The problem is servicing debt. When interest rates rise, governments pay more, companies cut costs, households reduce spending. This creates a chain reaction, and central banks are stuck. Cut rates, inflation risk. Keep rates high, economic slowdown. There is no painless choice. This is why many economists say the next crisis won't be sudden. It will be prolonged. High interest rates don't kill economies instantly. They drain them. At first, credit slows, investments pause. Then, hiring freezes, layoffs start quietly. Finally, consumer demand weakens. This is already happening in many sectors, just not evenly. That's why headlines look confusing. Economy is strong. Recession is coming. Both can be true at the same time. Now let's talk about something new. Artificial intelligence is not just another tool. It's a cost-cutting machine. For companies, AI means fewer employees, faster output, lower expenses. For workers, it means more competition, faster skill obsolescence, pressure on salaries. Historically, new technology created new jobs, but it took decades. AI is moving in years. That gap matters. Another key factor is geopolitics. The globalized world that made goods cheap is slowly breaking apart. Countries now prioritize security independence, strategic control. This leads to higher costs, duplicated systems, fragile supply chains. Efficiency is being replaced by resilience, and resilience is expensive. So why does 2026 come up so often? Because debt refinancing peaks, political cycles align, technological displacement accelerates, post-pandemic buffers run out. It's not a prophecy, it's timing pressure. Many systems can handle stress, but not indefinitely. Scenario 1. Soft adjustment. Slow growth, high competition, pain but stability. Scenario 2. Long squeeze. Years of weak job markets, asset stagnation, social tension rises quietly. Scenario 3. Trigger event. A default, a financial accident, a shock that exposes hidden weaknesses. None are guaranteed. All are plausible. Historically, winners are not. The richest, the smartest, the fastest. They are the most adaptable. People who control expenses, build flexible skills, think long-term. Crises don't destroy value, they reprice it. Preparation is psychological before financial. It's about asking, what if growth is slower than expected? What if my income becomes unstable? And planning calmly. No panic buying, no doom scrolling, just positioning. Will there be a crisis in 2026? Maybe, maybe not. But ignoring structural pressure has never been a winning strategy. The future rarely arrives with a bang. It arrives quietly and rewards those who noticed early. If you want more calm, realistic analysis about money, technology, and the future, subscribe, because the next decade won't belong to the loudest voices.